Hello everyone, welcome back to another diecast review, and today I have these Kyosho Tarmac R32 Sea touring car. So if you're not familiar with what Sea means, it's actually the Southeast Asian touring car. Sea means Southeast Asia, and as you can see from here, it is a collaboration between the Kyosho and Tarmac in making this R32 Singa car, which is the Thailand car if I'm not mistaken. So it's really cool that they had these Southeast Asian touring car championships. I'm not sure if they still have it now. I don't really see it a lot. Actually, I don't see it at all. But this, if I'm not mistaken, was part of the 90s. Yeah, 92 if I'm not mistaken. So 1992. But yeah, let's open it. So first you can see the Kyosho and Tarmac collaboration over here. And then over here you can see a sort of typical Tarmac style boxing over here with the Collab 64 written on it, so we can be made sure that this is a main Tarmac model and collaborate with Kyosho. So one of the downsides of being a Kyosho collaborator is that you kind of get the sort of not as much details as the Tarmac car, but you get the details of a Kyosho car. But the upside is also that it is a Kyosho car, so it's going to be a bit cheaper. And although because it is a collaboration car, it will not be that cheap. But yeah, the upside of it is that you actually get a sort of acrylic casing, which you don't really see a lot in the Kyosho cars, especially in the past. But over here you can see it's still wrapped in the inner plastic is still wrapped that covers the acrylic, and it comes with a sort of back card over here showing the Kyosho and Tarmac, all in yellow as well, because the theme of the car is a bit yellowish. And let's take out the plastic over here. You can see the acrylic that seals the car. Let's open it up. No cracks on the acrylic. So over here you can see the car itself, the side view over here, Singa number 9. Singa, I'm not sure what that means, but you can see that this is a sort of Thailand lion on it, if I'm not mistaken. And the base plate over here is sort of plastic if I'm not mistaken, and Kyosho and Tarmac is written over here. You don't really see these types of Kyosho and Tarmac collaboration these days. Mostly Tarmac collaborates with, what's it, Mini GT right now, but you don't really see it collaborate with Kyosho anymore. But there has been a new collaboration with Ignition Model with making the Supra and the R34. But yeah, Kyosho was the big boy back then, so it makes sense that people want to collaborate with Kyosho. But onto the model itself, you can see it's screwed with one typical screw over here with the Kyosho etching and the base plate over here. Kyosho Tarmac is written over here, but since it has the Kyosho plate over here, we can assume that the base was made by Kyosho, but the packaging is most likely made by Tarmac, since it's mostly Tarmac style of making the sort of packaging. The front over here is kind of disappointing. There's virtually no detail on the radiator and the sort of front grille over here. It's just one blank piece of blackness on it. Although the headlights are pretty nice, it does look a bit goofy, but the headlights are a separate piece from the model, not painted on. And yeah, that's the sort of trademark of model cars right now. Just don't paint on your headlights and details, just put separate pieces, don't follow Hot Wheels. So at the side over here, same thing. You can see the National Panasonic, sorry, I kind of lost focus on the car just now. National Panasonic over here. Panasonic is the sponsor. Singa written on it, number 9, and you can see the drivers' names over here. You can see if I can focus on it. I don't know how to read it, so I'm not going to read it. Top view over here, you can really basic. You can see it follows the Kyosho sort of interior, all blacked out with not much detail in the interior. The rear over here is kind of a downer. You can see the proportions look kind of weird at the back over here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the back proportions don't look too good. With it does have the skyline etching at the back over here with Yokohama on it. The quality control on the taillights does not look too good with a sort of excess plastic on it. Although it should be noted that it is a separate piece from the car, so it's still really nice. The license plate over here, of course, the racing car doesn't really have a license plate, but you can see it's sort of it's one piece. It's not specifically carved out, so you can see a sort of, how would I say it? It doesn't look too deep. The license plate. It doesn't look deep enough for it to be considered detailed for the license plate compartment over here. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. You most likely don't, but yeah. So what I mean by that is basically, take this for example. Let's say we have a hood vent over here. The hood vent can the cutting on the hood vent can be deep enough for it to look really detailed, to the point where the eyes will interpret it as it cuts into the engine, or it could be shallow enough, too shallow that your eyes just tell you, oh yeah, it's not that detailed. It's just something like this F40 over here. You can see the hood over here. Clearly it doesn't really reach the engine, so it's something like that. So the wheels of itself, yeah, they do roll quite well, judging by how easily I can turn it over here. You don't see any brake calipers on the wheels. They use the same sort of rim brake caliper sort of design, where it's just one inner circle behind the rims to make you think it's a brake caliper. Interior is not painted. It is a right-hand drive model with roll cage as well, and the side mirrors are quite sturdy. So what can we say about this model? Right now this model is pretty cheap. I know I keep talking about cheap and expensive, but in this hobby it's important to keep check of your budget and not overspend on something, which is a good thing for this model. I myself am a R32 collector, especially the race cars. I actually collect all the Calsonic cars and Group A racing, and this will be a really nice addition to my collection. And over here, this model costs around, I bought it for 65 ringgit, but I see it online about 120 ringgit. So do with that information as you will. The scalpers would just think, sorry, not the scalpers, I'm using that term too lightly. The resellers would just think, oh, that means this model has no value. But to the collectors, yeah, it's just the opportunity to get this model. Overall, it is a nice model. It's not a bad model. It's really nice. It's good for dioramas as well, especially this type of livery. You don't, since it's not really a popular livery, you won't really find anything like this around in other models. So if you see this model, yeah, just grab it. It's probably the only sort of casting of this model, this livery. Correct me if I'm mistaken. And yeah, I would rate this model a detail wise, definitely not really high, 6.5 out of 10. But if we're talking about budget wise, it's definitely, uniqueness is definitely an 8. Budget wise, it's not too cheap as well, since kyosho cars, the R32, you're getting kyosho level R32 for a tarmac price, so it's definitely not good price to ratio. So sorry, price to budget ratio. But the only main difference I can see that distinguishes this from a normal kyosho R32 is the rims. But yeah, if you're talking about detail to money ratio, I'll just say 6.5 as well. So it's astoundingly high, but yeah, it is a very unique model. So that's it from me in this video. See you guys in the next one.